What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wabash Valley Business Podcast, where we believe your network is your net worth. So Shane has said that to me for a while, and it's kind of become the foundation of the podcast. We really want to use this podcast to spotlight local businesses in the Wabash Valley and help local business owners network, but then also we really want to support local businesses and help them grow. So today we're with someone who's very special to me. She is my CrossFit coach, and she is running one of the coolest CrossFit gyms in America and the best CrossFit gym in Rockville, Indiana. We're with Jen Pendleton. Give it up for Jen.
Hey, guys.
She is the best. She's kind of like a second mom. She gave me a ride home from the workout the other night because I didn't want to walk home in the cold. So very nice of you.
His mom forgot to pick him up.
Yeah.
He's left all by himself.
Yeah. I actually texted my brother and said, "Hey, can you come give me a ride? Can you stop whatever you're doing this evening and come give me a ride?" And he didn't respond intentionally.
So did you run out of gas?
No, I just live close.
Okay.
I just live close. I had someone drop me off, and then it was cold. I didn't want to.
You were ghosted.
I was. But I got Jen. So anyways, this is Jen Pendleton. Hello, Jen.
Hello, Sam. Hello, Shane.
Hi, Jen.
We're excited to hear about her business, the unique story that is 51 Bridges. But before that, we actually have our first podcast sponsor, which is very exciting. Shane, you want to talk about who that is?
Sure. We got excited to April Tilley with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. She is the kind of the area agency manager for them. She reached out, heard our podcast, and was excited to jump in and sponsor. We've got some other ones that are talking to us, but she is our first. So again,
yeah. So plug, if you want to sponsor the podcast, we are offering sponsorships now.
We are, and Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. We'll do some more plugging for them, but they are very business friendly, very small business minded. So if you're in that, needing that, looking for that,
have you worked with them?
I have.
Cool. Yeah, sweet. That's awesome. We're excited about that.
Yeah, it's great.
I feel like you guys are legit now, right?
Yeah.
Is that a sign that your podcast is on the map?
Well, we're not Rogan.
Okay. I mean, how many sponsorships away are you now? I mean, you got to be close, right?
2,500,000.
Yeah. That's just details.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. So why don't we dive in? We've got 100 questions for Jen.
We've got lots of questions for Jen, but one of the first ones I want to ask is how she came up with her name.
Oh, 51 Bridges?
Yeah, so
CrossFit,
when Sam was talking to me about you and about this, I'm always intrigued by it.
I'm also intrigued by this because I've heard different stories because we're in the covered bridge capital of the world.
Yeah.
But there's not 51 of them.
That is correct.
So I'm very confused. So
okay. So 51, there are 51 covered bridges in a 7-county region.
Okay.
Okay. So we're being ecumenical, not just Park County, but the surrounding counties. All right. I believe there's 31 in Park County.
How many?
31.
Okay.
Here's a little fun fact. So 31 covered bridges in Park County. Our county number is 61. There are 51 bridges in the 7-county region, which is technically the highest concentration of covered bridges in the world.
I know.
So we wanted to go with the big number for 51 Bridges CrossFit because it's really paying tribute. I did not grow up in Park County, but I've been coming here since I was little, camping, hiking, boating, doing all the things. So this has just been my happy place since I was a kid. And so really that being in the title, the business name, I just wanted to pay tribute to it. And the funny thing is that I had 51 Bridges Nutrition prior to opening 51 Bridges CrossFit. So I paid tribute to Park County before we even came here. So I feel like it was one of those manifestation kind of things that we ended up moving here full time. And
and you live at the lake.
All of that. We live at Raccoon Lake. Yeah. Awesome. So I don't know. It's just a fun little tribute. And I thought it would be really unique, but now we have Bridge 61 and all this other stuff. Like all of a sudden it's very confusing. Yeah. Anyway, it's just our tribute.
How long was the nutrition thing before you started this
that was COVID. So kind of the origin story of the gym and everything actually goes back to COVID and me being laid off for 2 weeks and I had wanted to start nutrition coaching just because everybody was asking me based on my own story, which I'm sure we'll get to, right? If you have 100 questions, I'm guessing that's one of them.
I don't, but I was being dramatic.
Yeah,
but how
I lost the weight, all of that kind of thing. And so people were just asking me what I was doing. And my husband, Mike, just looked at me and he said, you had been talking about making this official. He's like, you at least got 2 weeks off. Maybe now's the time to do it. So I just posted some of my friends, hey, does anyone want to pilot this with me? And it launched. And then the gym, we kind of came up with the whole, hey, if we're going to do this, what if, it was COVID. So we were like, what if we tried living off of Mike's income alone, saved my income. I did end up going back to work, saved my income. And that's what opened the doors here. So it was this big, just kind of COVID blossom.
So you didn't start this in 2020 or you did?
I started 51 Bridges Nutrition in 2020,
right.
Well, officially coaching in 2020, and then we opened here August 2022. Because you couldn't get, if you remember, you couldn't get gym equipment.
Gym equipment was $1 a pound until COVID.
Oh my gosh.
Right? I think so. I might be wrong on that, but I remember it going up because everyone wanted home gym equipment, and it went up.
It was insane.
$2 a
well,
pound.
even that summer, we started paying the lease on here like in May or June of 2022. And we, like Rogue would send us these messages. You might have this in 3 days or it might be 3 months. We don't know. Because the supply chain was all messed up still even in 2022. So we couldn't have started the gym even if we wanted to any earlier.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't realize it was born. I mean, how many businesses were born out of COVID? Probably a lot.
Yeah.
Mine was my first business. I was starting nonprofits before then, but my first actual business was COVID. That kind of just dawned on me.
We had time, right?
Yeah.
Like we had idle time. We weren't working as much.
We kind of started things in 2019, but COVID was when I could just give it my full attention.
Yeah, I feel like Mike Pendleton, my husband, my manager
shout out
here. Yeah, shout
Thank
out
you
to
for
Mike
letting me
P.
borrow your shoes the other day.
Yeah, shout out to Mike P. I feel like he had this gym designed maybe 2018, 2019. I also have talk about manifestation too. Like we had just always kind of talked about 51 Bridges World Headquarters, and I drew this picture of this gym, and actually I can show it to you. It's in my planner. It's actually this building, but flip-flopped.
Wow.
Cool.
It's,
long before you had the building.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's beautiful.
It's kind of messed up, but I can't tell you how many times that's happened in my life where I've just written something down and put it away, and I come across it later and I go, oh my goodness. So the power of just kind of planting a seed, whether it's in your brain or I think you got to put it somewhere or share it with someone, how things manifest is pretty miraculous.
Believe it.
Yeah.
So is this your first business? The 51 Nutrition.
Yeah, the nutrition and CrossFit, yeah. I was in the nonprofit sector prior to this, made a career out of that, but yeah, I didn't have anything of my own until this, yeah.
So, and what age were you when you started?
51.
See, that's why it was. It's just
right.
divine.
So yeah, I'm like, isn't it wild?
It's divine.
Does anyone see my coffee?
Yes, it's on my desk.
Oh, perfect.
And if you need a spruce up, I can manage that.
So that's that. Sam and I actually Googled this one of our podcasts because we were talking about the average age of entrepreneurship, and it's like 45, 50 of our group, of our age kind of group. But we were talking about how that's probably going to get, like, these 20-somethings are just starting a business. Because they can. They have, access to all the things we didn't when we were Rogue and 20. So
I don't have many regrets. So I don't want it to sound like a regret, but if I could go back and kind of say something to myself, it would be to have started earlier. So like in my nonprofit role, I ran a handful of foundations or worked for a handful of community foundations, educational foundations, healthcare foundations. And I wanted to go into consulting, but I kept telling myself, you're not ready. You need more experience. No, you need to be a good listener,
we lie
right?
to ourselves.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
What's interesting about my generation is we're so exposed because of things like social media to everyone can be an expert even if they're not.
Yeah.
I talk about all the time, the moment you put a camera in someone's face and they start talking, they have some level of authority because it landed on someone's phone.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, they might be the worst person to get advice from on whatever topic, but they can start something. even
can't.
if they don't. And
Well-
so a lot of people do have something they're knowledgeable in that they could monetize in some way by helping other people. We've talked about that.
They do,
many
and
times.
it's like, do I relate? You know, I don't think you have to be an expert sometimes, especially if you're like from the school of hard knocks. Like our generation, Shane, right? Like it was, you had to be degreed and you had to put in the time and the work and you had to earn it, kind of thing. And and I believe in that, but at the same time, like life lessons, because I think also like are most CEOs like C students?
Yes.
Like, I think I've read that before too, right? Like we weren't the smartest in the class, but we were kind of like the scrappy, get stuff done, pull it all together kind of people.
Yeah.
Not the straight A students. It's like, if I think about all my friends and whatever who were straight A students, yeah, some of them might be like doctors and lawyers and things like that, but the other half of them are like flailing in life trying to find themselves still. And here I am, the scrappy C student that like,
Well, the problem with everyone that got good grades, shots fired, I guess, is they learned how to sit in a desk and mind their manners and do what people told them. The rest of us were like, we can't stand that. I would like to build my own future, and we figured out how.
right. So am I in the company of other fellow C students here? Like, I kind of feel like we're
hold on.
entrepreneurs.
We hung C's on the refrigerator. You know, I was more of a, I don't get an F.
Well, hang on. I'm going to caveat this by, if my kids are listening,
Yeah,
That is correct.
because they
Don't
all
listen to this person.
have-
She is not an expert.
told them their whole lives that I got straight A's, because when they didn't get straight A's, I was like, but I put that together. Like
You're a genius.
I could do that. So
Wait, you got straight A's?
for my kids, yes. I'm looking at the camera. For Jen and the topic of today, that was a big no. So C student, and we've
that's
talked
funny.
about this too. Is
This is also
I'm
a
sure-
parenting podcast now.
I'm sure through your journey when you were working for somebody else, because Sam and I've talked about this, when we've our-minded people, when we're working for somebody else, we're like, well, why are you doing it that way? There's another way to do it. This way might be better. Like, not that we weren't good employees, because I think I said I was a terrible employee.
Yeah, you told me I knew I needed to start my own business when I realized I was a terrible employee.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Terrible meaning I just was always questioning.
Well, I think you need to feel like you're working for something, towards something. I think folks like us need a mission. And I think I always connect it this way because I come from the nonprofit sector, right? But I also kind of have this business mind and acumen, and it all has to make sense together for me. So I'm a creative, but I also need rules. So I'm this really weird.
You have great structure.
Whenever
see
I
that.
have take personality tests, I'm not like off the wall something. I'm like every category is even, because I feel like everything is, I need empathy, I need strategy, I need structure, and I need rules, and I need everything to make sense to me. So I bring all of that together, but also at the same time, because all of those things are important to me, sometimes nothing is important, right? Because if I make everything important, it's hard to focus. But I know that about myself. And so yes, working for someone else was often challenging because you were always questioning everything. But I also kind of knew I'm also not the boss. My tail isn't on the line. So I'm going to sit here and do my work. And then one day, looking out the window, dreaming of the day that I was, one day going to be, either nonprofits consulting on my own or, though, that would have been 265-pound Jen at the time, not even knowing that a gym or nutrition or anything was going to be within my realm of fantasy.
Yeah.
Because I was still trying to figure stuff out myself. So that wasn't the business I was dreaming of. It was like, I'm going to go be a nonprofit consultant and just kind of be my own boss, do the same thing, but be my own boss, lessons learned kind of thing.
Yeah, well, she's starting to dabble into some of her
Yeah.
backstory, which you guys just met today.
Yep.
So
Just met Jen today.
you said a couple things there. One, you talked about just essentially how you take chaos and you order it around here. And I see that in how you run the gym, being a member of this gym. So I'd love to just transition in talking about 51 Bridges. My first question is, what is unique about this gym in two ways? One, what's unique about it in Park County, Wabash Valley? The second is, what's unique about it in the actual industry? Then after that, I want to get into your backstory, because your backstory is really cool. But the first one, what's unique about this gym in Park County? Second one, how is it unique in the CrossFit industry or the fitness industry?
Yeah, so I think the simple answer to the first question is, I think we're unique in Park County because I think we're the only class-based fitness in the county. So I think, first of all, we just recognized the health and wellness desert.
Gap. There's a big hole.
Yeah. That you're going to Terre Haute, you're going to, I know when Mike and I were talking, so our first example is that we were driving to Crawfordsville from Raccoon Lake to go to CrossFit up there. Shout out to Coach DJ Elliott.
Deej.
And
DJ. I feel like I should go get his picture and hold it up.
Yeah. My mentor, my brother, the brother I never had, like Deej is so many things to me. And it was worth the drive up there to learn and to just change my mindset about everything. So I think one of the harder things was to leave that gym and to do that. But I told him this is like the biggest compliment I could bring you, because he believed in me, not just as an athlete. He first believed in me as a person, then he believed in me as an athlete, then he believed in me as being a coach to represent Elvis, which if you know DJ's standards, you know.
That was the name of his gym?
Elvis CrossFit in Crawfordsville.
So important.
Yeah.
To have somebody believe in you.
Oh my gosh.
That seems to strike a nerve with everybody we've talked to, is they had that person or that situation or that time that somebody believed in them, that gave them the momentum.
There is one thing he said to me that still rattles in my brain today when I get doubtful. He goes, "Why not you, Jen P?" That's what everybody calls me, right?
Yeah.
Why not you?
I want to interject real quick, because something that's totally left out is you didn't look or feel the way you look or feel right now.
Right.
And so when we're talking about Coach DJ, what kind of Jen, who was he talking to then? Because it's not the same Jen that we're talking to right now.
Yeah.
Because you're the last person to ever show up to a CrossFit gym.
Right.
And people's misconception of why CrossFit exists, because people go, "Oh, I got to get in shape to go to the gym."
Right.
You go to the gym to get in shape. But what was your life like when you started? And he said that to you. Why not you?
So like before I started, CrossFit, like the thing that comes to mind for me when you ask me that question is how long I sat in my car in the parking lot before I went into the building. Mm-hmm. So this kind of jumps to your more global question of like, why am I unique? And this is going to be a really bizarre answer, but ultimately I want to reduce the amount of time that it takes for someone to go from their couch to their car to inside a gym, and in particular a CrossFit gym. Because I believe in the methodology. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. It's all about metabolic health and being vibrant over the decades of your life. And a lot of people see the CrossFit Games, and that's amazing too, like in its own right. But there's a much deeper methodology into what we do. And so my life's mission is to help that person that is doubting themselves, sitting on the couch or sitting in that car, afraid to walk into the gym, to reduce the amount of time that it takes them to get into my gym, right?
Love it.
Solve, don't sell, right? Like that's the problem I'm trying to solve. Like, how do I get those people that don't think they can come in here and do that to do that? And I think that's probably how I'm unique globally, because that's the problem I'm trying to solve. And then for the people that come in here, I want this to be you guys have heard the concept of the third place, right? And I'll get back to your question.
This is really good.
The concept of the third place, right? And a lot of people would consider, you've got home, you've got work, and then a lot of people, the third place is church or a hobby or a group or something like that. It's like, I want to either be your third. If church is your third place, then I want to be your tied for third, right? Or whatever. But I feel like we bring the community, the fellowship.
Oh, you do.
Sam, you saw the longevity class that was in here, right? That's just as much community as that is strength and being strong throughout the rest of your life. So to me, this is just about, it's so much deeper than working out, but like external strength, body strength translates into mental strength and mental confidence and all the things that DJ brought to me that I didn't have at the time. So if you go back to that Jen, right, that you asked me about, that was the Jen that just said, I don't belong. I don't, and
you also didn't look like you belonged.
No, I didn't. And I felt that with every part of my being, right? Why am I winded in the warm-up? Which, by the way, I still get winded in the warm-up.
Well, that means you're doing it right.
That doesn't change, right? So for people that have
and that's
all
the bummer that people actually have to wrap their head around. Like, wait, it's gonna suck from
Yeah.
like the suck gets more fun because you get more capable, but yeah, if you're working out properly, it's always going to be hard.
Right. And so I think that you know, the difference between the two of us is that I don't want to say ask for help, because I don't think I really asked for help, but I think it maybe goes back to just being vulnerable and being human. And I think for so long I had this guard up that I had to be a certain way and act a certain way and do a certain, you know, I don't know, but that I could be loved and accepted for who I was, where I was, and I just needed that community of people that was willing to, that met me there. And everybody I started at CrossFit 54, which is still in Crawfordsville, and then DJ opened Wabash CrossFit. And across all of those gyms, CrossFit 180 in Lebanon, I was there for a while too. I was still working in Boone County. Every single one of them had the same culture and community and all of that. So CrossFit is so cool in that there are thousands of gyms all over the world, right, that do what we do and teach the methodology. But every gym is so unique in what they bring to the table. And I feel like, you know, Coach Glassman says at the very beginning of our coach's training manual that it's by design and inclusive fitness. And that because it's founded in functional fitness, it's for everyone. So if I sit, stand, push, pull, you can come in here and you can. I've got a member in my longevity class that walks with a cane. And she's in here grinding. Like, it is so cool to watch. And everyone belongs here. And so I think that's where you have to break through. And that's the unique mold that I want to set, is that we can train the elite and we can train those people who are just trying to sit and stand, right? Mm-hmm. There's a full spectrum here. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And how much weight did you lose personally?
115 pounds in total. I probably hover
That's
right
insane.
around. Yeah, I hover right
like
around the 100-pound mark now.
It's like a whole
but
human.
Yeah. I actually,
Or a really large dog.
There's a picture of me. Yeah, there was this awesome. My friend.
I feel like we need a before and after picture.
Yeah,
to slide
I have
into
a friend
the podcast
Dee who went to Wabash CrossFit with me, and she weighs 100. She's like, that's my body weight, and so there's a picture of me holding her. I was like, I lost a whole Dee.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
That's transformational.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things I love about a lot of entrepreneurs you meet, because they just have hustle, grit, and grind to figure things out, is they practice what they preach. And that's one of the things I love about being in this space. It's kind of rare to actually walk into a CrossFit gym and the owners not be, practicing what they preach. Sure. But just watching Jen and Mike P, working, putting in the time themselves, taking care of their health, it's inspiring. Mm-hmm. So,
well, I think we are unique in that most CrossFit gyms, the trainers train there, the owners train there, but you often don't see them training there.
Yeah, that's one of the things they
don't hop into class.
There's only a couple I've been to, honestly, where you see that happen.
Yeah, so they kind of train, but it's in between. And sometimes I do. I have to train here by myself because I can't get into class, or I just can't be here every day and every night. But I try to hop in a couple classes with everybody each week if I can, and be seen and post what I'm eating and all of that stuff, and share when I screw up. Like, oh my God, I just think being human about everything. Mm-hmm. There was a time where people were afraid to eat around me, and I'm like, I'm going to have a little Debbie Christmas tree cake before the year is out.
Food is fuel.
It's happening.
Food is fuel.
So yeah, it's like, it's yeah.
There's better fuel than other fuel, but a carb is a carb. I know you have thoughts on carbs, but
I do.
Carb is a carb.
It is a carb.
And sometimes you just have to eat that. See, you heard it here, folks. You can eat a Christmas tree little Debbie cake and not be shamed.
The carb police do not show up at your door and take you somewhere.
My wife has taken on baking. So she's making sourdough bread, bagels.
Mm-hmm.
You're done for. You're done for, dog.
Told her after the first of the year.
I'm joining a CrossFit gym.
Yeah.
If I lived closer.
Yeah.
If I get Sam to open one in Sullivan.
Yeah. He wants me to come down to Sullivan and rent his spaces. I would. But I like Park County. I already say it. I say it all the time. Park County. This is the epicenter of culture right here.
I do love it up here.
Yeah.
There's something about it. Even since I'm coming here, there's something about this place that's special.
Yeah.
We've been spending more time at Raccoon Lake too. Summers and nice.
Yeah.
So you kind of talked about it, but you had a vision for starting this place. I love the problem you're solving. I think that's specific, clear, and that's going to be an awesome clip. And I can't wait to just push that because that's what people need to hear. And I agree with that vision so much. Obviously, that's the coolest stories, I think, when you see people that desperately need to get healthy. Take this. I think the biggest thing is getting in here. Then you just got to show up once you're part of the community, time and time again. Yeah,
showing up.
But next thing is, so you had a vision when you launched it. How has your vision shifted once you launched? You've got into the context of Rockville. So what's changed from when you started?
I think the core mission is largely the same. But I think, running a business and dreaming about a business are two completely different things. I think, though, that since we are so mission focused, it is like I just wake up every day and I think, okay, how am I going to help people today? Okay, we got the programming down. We got people showing up. I'm just kind of like checking everything to make sure it's good. And the moment I don't see somebody showing up, I guess how do you be proactive in that? So I guess my shift has gone from, and part of this is being in a rural town. I mean, I'm going to jump around a little bit here, but I promise I'm going to close. I'll land the plane.
You're going to hit multiple questions at once.
Yeah,
so that's
I'm going to land the plane a little bit. So what is Rockville? 200 people, right?
Small town, USA.
Yeah. So how many members can a CrossFit gym really get?
Yeah.
Right?
How many do you have here?
I think we're teetering on 80.
That's awesome.
What was your goal?
I hope someone shows up.
Right.
Yeah, literally. Our goal was plan to make $0 in year one and just kind of hope for the best. And that possibly this could be, Mike and I were calling it a hobby gym, that maybe we just had 10 people.
Just keep the lights
that
on.
Could help us pay for our CrossFit affiliation, keep the lights on, whatever. Replenish equipment. Like maybe it would just be this like co-op almost, right?
Yep.
We weren't driving to Crawfordsville anymore, kind of like whatever. I could coach and hop into class at the same. Like we didn't know what it was going to be. So that was hopefully our like worst case scenario. It would be something like that. And in month 2, we were at a level where we could pay our rent and utility bills and like, okay, overhead is covered, right? It was insane.
Yeah, when I've talked to you before, you said that who would have thought, Rockville, but I didn't grow up here. I grew up in southern Indiana, but my brothers all did, and being a part of this community for a long time, like and I can understand that. Yeah, kind of why would that work? But then the other side of it, it's like this place is desperate for what you guys have created. Exactly. It needs it so bad. Where else can people go? Like you said, other than traveling far, but like this is a town. I would love to hear you talk about this too, and I'm probably sidetracking us, so I'm sorry, but like this is a town that needs health coaching.
Right. Well, and you guys have heard like investment advice or business advice to start or invest in companies you believe in, right? Like if you feel like there's a void, there are probably other people. That was kind of the wing and the prayer that we started 5-1B on, because every like marketing dollar, the, like average income, all of those numbers that we ran would say that a CrossFit gym wouldn't be sustainable here. And I think that scares a lot of people, right? But we also had started to get to know, many entrepreneurs. We were noticing like a lot of younger people either moving here, coming back,
See,
whatever.
I've said that. We're coming back.
Yeah, there's this
My generation's
kind of
headed
like
to a small town near you.
renaissance. Well, if you look at Rockville's Main Street, I feel like it's a little more vibrant. You got some younger, creatives, and is that the word I'm looking for?
No, I'm not.
Yeah. Sure, we'll call it hip.
I think hip's a word from your generation, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe a little before us.
Yeah.
Wow, look, I'm pulling something back.
You're pulling something way back.
Yeah. But I think it was more of a, we need to try this. And And I think Mike and I were, and I think obsessing is probably the right word, obsessing about it enough, talking about it at night and our off time and all of this stuff, that we knew we had to try, and that failing at it, we would feel better starting it and failing at it than we did if we never tried at all, because it was going to drive us nuts. We had agreed that it was going to be our life's legacy to try this and start it. And I think because it's such a meaningful thing to us, and this is kind of what I got from my nonprofit, people know that and understand that, and you sell that. I'm selling a community as much as I'm selling health. My goal is to make everyone healthier, but in order to be healthy, we need that community. We need all that support. That's what I needed. I needed a voice of someone believing in me. So if I can be the DJ to one other person and inspire them to do something that maybe they didn't do before, whether it's inside or outside of the gym, that, I feel like I've made my mark here. So when I keep that front and center, it all becomes about culture and how we keep that together and how we talk about that. So it's really, it's crazy to think about, but like the programming and some of that stuff is a bit of an afterthought, because I'll land the plane now, because the shift came more for retention, because we're such a small community, because I'm not like a Globo gym where I want people to pay $20 a month to not show up, right? The sign says, just show up. I'm going to ask you to pay a chunk of change to come to my gym and invest in my gym so that we can invest back in you. And we're going to notice when you don't show up. We're going to care about you when you do. We're going to care about you when you don't show up. We're going to care about you when you take a break. We're going to care about you when you need to scale because your shoulder's feeling a little funky. It's like all of these different things. And we've got milestones that we celebrate with people. We have them create workouts. We really want them to feel part of something that's bigger than themselves and feel a part of this family. And like something's really missing from their life if they're not here. And that's what Coach Glassman, the founder of CrossFit, says, like, we're giving people something they didn't even know they wanted or needed. Like, you would never articulate that you need CrossFit in your life, but when you come here, people are like, and I ask all the time, what were you doing before you did CrossFit? Like, it feels like something would really be missing from my life if I weren't here every day and doing this, even as an athlete or as, I feel like if we ever close this down, I would either be one, who's taken this over, and two, where am I going to go CrossFit after? Like I feel like this will just always be a part of who I am, no matter where I am. So the shift was really to retention, because I can't afford to lose folks. And
Right.
So even as we grow and add like Olympic lifting, CrossFit Kids, and some of these things we're looking to do next year, really
That's the plug.
Yeah, my first intention there is retention. Am I growing with my members? Am I growing with them? And in doing so, can I also attract maybe some new people to what we're doing, or pique their interest in it? But I think I do everything now with my current members in mind. And I still, want to reduce the amount of time that it gets people to join here. But it's also, I'm also not, like, everyone can do CrossFit, but CrossFit isn't for everyone. You've probably heard that, Sam. Like they say that, and that's very true. Because you kind of have to be, anyone come in here and do CrossFit. I can teach you all of the movements, functional fitness, doesn't matter. But this may not be for you. It may or may not. We have loud music and we drop barbells and we yell at each other, in love, right? Like, go Sam, kind of stuff. So it's very supportive. But yeah, I also get it when people are like, that's not I work out really well at home, which is not the majority, but I do have some people that are very, very great working out on their own. And that's a power I do not have.
I don't have that either.
I think
to each their own.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, just don't sit.
But I
That's
will
what I tell
say,
people.
Sam, this is our first podcast that we've taken on the road.
Yeah.
So this
It's
is
so
first
cool
time
you
I
guys
met-
are here.
I met Jen, first time I've been in her facility, and I was noticing your brag wall, I'll call it over here, of I assume some of your members and their accomplishments. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we have this wall. It's called our Legends Wall. And anyone that completes 250 workouts in our gym gets to create their own workout.
Oh, cool.
So we have this fun little language in CrossFit. One of the words is WOD, which stands for Workout of the Day. And so each one of those members that's completed 250 creates their own workout. And it's pretty cool because, like, I'll do a shout out to Colton, who we did his workout for the first time this week. You were here for that, Sam, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
It was a great workout, but there was so much symbolism.
I came specifically because it was Colton's workout.
Yeah, and so the picture we have up of Colton, he's holding 150 pounds over his head, and that's the amount of weight that he's lost.
Wow.
Some of that was CrossFit, but most of that was Colton himself just being a baddie, right? Like he's just an amazing.
Well, you've created the third space, but
Yes.
he had to show up.
Yes, he did, and so I give Colton all the credit for that. But he also the fun story we tell about Colton is that he really struggled with sit-ups when he first started, and it felt like every workout that week we had sit-ups in, and so I literally sat on Colton's feet.
Yeah.
The whole first week, we even did a partner workout together. We helped him through it. And so his workout starts with sit-ups. And it's just so cool that people are so thoughtful about their workouts and their pictures that are up on the wall. And it just each one of them tells a story about that athlete. And it's just their own little legacy here. And it's just like I just feel like that's the vibe. You look at those people and that's just the vibe of our gym. It's kind of silly, kind of fun, but also like lined with lots of accomplishments.
Yeah, it's great. It was something that I noticed when I walked in checking out the.
Yeah. Sam, what would be in your workout?
So it depends whenever I would get to that point, what I feel.
I feel like a wall walk would need to be in there, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's cool that Colton did that. Like something that he had tied to the beginning. So, fun fact, real quick. Kelsey, my wife's personal trainer, and she's
also a baddie.
Yeah, she is a baddie. Jen and her are baddies. They're both
not Kelsey level. I'll take baddie, but like Kelsey's next level.
Yeah, but I just think of you guys both as like awesome female gym owners.
I give great rides home.
But so fitness has been a part of Kelsey and I's life for a long time. Her dad is
also baddie.
Yeah, he's awesome, and he's done a lot in that world. So Kelsey has that influence in her life, but we've always worked out. But I didn't really start to train until I was 25. I had my first personal trainer that introduced me to barbells, but everything I did with barbells was below the waist. It wasn't. And then Kelsey, she's it's her career. So she's done Olympic lifting. She's had an Olympic lifting coach, and she loves CrossFit and OCRs and a bunch of different things. But I had never put a barbell above my head, ironically, until it would have been the spring, right before the Open last year.
Wow.
So the CrossFit gave me access, and that's one of the things I love about it, is it gave me access to getting outside of my comfort zone and trying it. But what I was going to say is I've just kind of thought, hey, I'm fit. Like, I'm a dad that works out. Most dads don't in my generation. So when I came to the Open last year, I was stoked. I thought I was going to get in here, throw down with everybody, kick some ass, and it kicked my ass. And it truly did. Like, I was destroyed. I learned how much mobility I lacked, how much technique I lacked, it put me in so many uncomfortable positions, and I was pissed. Like, after every single Open workout, pissed in a good way. Like, my level of fitness isn't where I thought it was when I compare it to people who care about their level of fitness. I realized, I'm comparing myself to the guy at the bar.
Yeah.
Of course I can outrun him. Of course I can. And comparison's something we got to talk about. But that just, when you're kind of, my brain was just, I am healthier than I'm healthy. But then coming here, my health has skyrocketed this year because of CrossFit. We have our own private gym, so we work out all the time. I use this kind of supplemental to come in and get a Metcon in. But CrossFit it's healed my body. It's pushed injuries I thought I would never heal. It's healed them, and it's because of this specific space that's given me access. And now I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. Now I'm deep in the CrossFit culture, and I've always been a fan from the outside, but you and Mike have created that
That's
opportunity.
cool.
So when it came to my workout, I would probably involve things that put the barbell above.
That's cool. I love that. Yeah.
Above my
Well,
head.
and what that reminds me of is if you Coach Glassman, Greg Glassman, the founder of CrossFit, the story. So there are workouts that we do that are named for heroes, fallen heroes, and also for women. Kind of like similar to a hurricane. Are all named after women. It's kind of like it's the same feeling, right? Like a hurricane came through kind of thing. So there's one. Yeah.
Helen.
So have you seen Coach Glassman talk about the origin story of Fran?
I watched it because you told me.
Yeah,
about
it's very similar.
Fran
It's like
sucks.
he.
Fran still pisses me off.
Yeah, Coach Glassman figured out if we put body weight movements with weightlifting and couple them together. So and that's what CrossFit is. For people who don't know, we're constantly varied functional movement performed at high intensity. I like to say relative intensity because we scale on all, so it's high intensity for you. But essentially, we take cardio, weightlifting, body weight movements, and we put them all together in constantly varied ways. Short workouts, long workouts. We isolate weightlifting, cardio, all those things, and then we put them together at times. And so no matter what stimulus, so what do most people do? They run, leg, I'm going to run, and then I lift, right? Run and lift. But how often do we put run lift together or run lift push up or all these different things? And so we have all these different stimulus that we put together for people so that even fit people come in here and go, oh my God, I've got people that run trail runs and they come in and why can't I jump rope? It's like I'm a cardio person, I should be able to jump rope. It's like it's a completely different
Yeah,
stimulus.
because you were lifting a barbell right before this.
Exactly. And don't let this shouldn't intimidate anyone, because if I can do CrossFit, anyone can. It's like you're not going to come in here and just do handstand push-ups right away or wall walks or whatever. Like we are going to have, we're going to do plank walkouts. We're going to do different things that have you work up to that. And I think that's kind of the secret sauce of CrossFit is that I think for so many years when I worked with personal trainers and things, I was working out. I go and I do my workout and I was done. What I love about CrossFit is I come here and I train. I'm training for something. I'm training to get better at something. And that whole methodology in my brain is the coolest thing. To be someone who was 265 pounds and started doing what we call ring rows, which is a scale for pull-ups, to someone who ultimately did 100 pull-ups in the workout Murph one day. I mean, like that to me is just like next level, mind-blowing stuff. But I had to train like 3 or 4 years to do that. But when I was working out and doing isolated weights, it's like, what was I training for? I always had to find that motivation. And in here, I just see that growth of the athletes. I see the growth of myself. I get frustrated when I can't do something, or like as I get older, sometimes there's a couple of movements now that I can't do that I used to do when I was 46, young thing at 46 when I started CrossFit. It's just this wonderfully frustrating challenge that I look forward to every day, which for me, you go back to like old Jen or previous Jen, didn't think that way. So it's just this whole mind shift of what can my body do and what is it capable of that is just the coolest thing. And I love seeing other people see that too. And you go through that frustration, but then you go, okay, I can either live in that frustrated and throw this aside, or I can say, game on. Mm-hmm. Let's do this. Right. Let's figure this out. And it feels awesome because the hard is what makes it great. And they say that in Tom Hanks. Is that A League of Their Own?
Yep.
Oh.
It's the hard that makes it great.
I should probably read that.
Watch it.
Yeah. There's no crying in baseball.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard
know
about
that movie? Okay.
There is crying in CrossFit.
There is
happy
crying
tears
in CrossFit. Well, actually, not so happy tears. I think of athlete Jaden, who just could be weeping on the rower.
Positive.
Yeah, no, she's like, will weep on the rower.
Something I would say about CrossFit is it's countercultural. It's everything that America is. It is the opposite of it. It's you can't come in here and not be honest. And if you're not being honest, it's very clear. But you have to face yourself in the mirror. You have to show up. I also think we live in a generation and a time where it's completely inconvenient. There is nothing convenient about getting healthy. Our culture has not designed itself for us to be healthy. So you have to inconvenience yourself to just show up, and you have to make that decision. And there's a balance between being someone who it would be brand new to it and scared to come in. And like the balance being, do they have the mental fortitude and guts within them? Because you can make it as comfortable as you possibly can for them to come in and get off the couch and get to the car and get in here. But then they also have to dig deep within themselves to go, I'm going to be a Colton. This is awkward. Jen's sitting on my feet. I'm going to just keep showing up. But it's very inconvenient to show up. And I would say that's why, if you're doing anything, it's great. Planet Fitness, what is it, $20? Awesome. Oh. You can get a $20 membership.
Fan-frickin-tastic. If you go in there and know what you're doing and all that, like, more power to you. Like, that's the way.
But here's what I would say. Yeah. Planet Fitness has tried to make fitness as convenient for people as possible. And even in the convenience, how do they make a lot of money? By people not showing up.
Yeah.
Because you just pay your $20, and then I would just keep paying for that so I know I can go all the time.
It's auto-deducted.
Yeah. There's no real training. There's no real community. There's not someone that lives and breathes, I want to help you get better. And so that's what's just beautiful, I think, about CrossFit.
Well, and I think you used an important word, what that makes me also think about one of the reasons. So if you think about 265-pound Jen today, I think I needed hard, actually. If I think about the personal trainers that I worked with in the past, you got a larger bodied gal here, you want her to keep coming back and all this stuff. So maybe we don't go too hard. Maybe we don't do. And I think that's the other thing that I can bring as a coach, because I feel like I can read people of when they want to be coached, when they want to be pushed, and when I need to step back and away and let them do their thing, kind of thing. Because I do think that's what really set DJ apart as my mentor, is I feel like he looked at me through a lens that I was the same as anyone else in his gym. I don't think he looked at me as some sort of a delicate flower or obese person, which in my defense, I was 210 pounds when I started CrossFit. So I had lost about 50 pounds. But back to your point of another thing, I don't have a lot of regrets in life, but I think one would have been I would have come straight to CrossFit at 265 instead of waiting until I was 210. To start, because I could have, and I know that now. And if I had an environment like this, or if I knew about DJ, I absolutely would have walked in the door. But fear takes control, and we just don't think we're good enough. But I think him just not looking at me as someone to fawn over, and that I needed to work as hard as just as anyone else, was the beauty of it. And the hard part of that, literally getting out of my comfort zone and going, I can either just keep going or I can succumb and never come back. And I think somewhere in there, I realized the hard was what was going to change my life. And I had to look at it that way. And so it's why it's intimidating.
Well, we've talked about fear. I've heard you mention a couple different times. So you overcame the fear of starting this gym. You overcame the fear of going to the gym for the first time, to your first CrossFit. Like, that's a lot of what business is about, is fear. And Sam and I have talked to now a handful of entrepreneurs in the Wabash Valley, business owners, and that's always kind of that thing, is what hurdle did they cross, or what bridge did they cross to get past the fear, to get something started of their own, and who gave them that moral support, or the go get them. Was it family? Was it a friend? Was it a mentor? So that's all, just goes into the business Bible almost, is what motivates you, what's moving you to get started. So on that note, I heard you mention it to Sam, a couple of things that you're looking for. So we got you up to 2025. What are you looking forward to in 2026? What's some exciting things going on here?
To kind of cap 2025 before we go to 2026, we did have some space expansion. That room there didn't exist before, and then our second bathroom and everything in here. So the physical, we had to expand our footprint a little bit to fit everybody in here. And Sam will tell you, we did it just in the nick of time before the CrossFit opened, because our gym had never had that many people. Actually, that's right. Did that coincide when you guys moved? I feel like you guys,
I moved my family here. That's another thing you've talked about. Sometimes growth in a small town is funky, because if you have a family move to town, you didn't. It's not necessarily that
We had like 6 new members and like one fell swoop. And it's like, if we look back to our January or February of last year, we have the spike.
And how many are in a
with
class?
The Wake family, 14.
Yeah, so it's funny because like my father-in-law's coming this Saturday, and we're laughing because we're like, oh, hey, go book. Saturday's open. Everybody
They're like
go
half
book.
the class.
That's 7 people. You know, so it's like we have to book before everyone else, and I bet it makes other people mad because the Wake's booked.
The Wake's booked.
The Wake family has their own line on my business trends of like who can come into class and who can't. But no, it's an amazing thing, and it's a cool thing to have to work around. So I think just the space expansion one was really just symbolic for us because I think we just never thought there would be any need for more space. So looking into 2026, now that we have that space and we've gotten acclimated to it, we're going to up our offering of our Olympic weightlifting classes. So we don't get to practice the Olympic lift. So people that are familiar, it's a clean and jerk and the snatch. So when you see those Olympic weightlifters on the platform doing those crazy lifts,
which we're going to teach Shane to do right after
this.
this.
We're gonna and
buckle up, boy.
The old back's going to take that.
Oh, you're gonna love it. We'll start you with PVC. That's the great thing about it.
That's good.
We're going to expand that offering so we can work on those lifts weekly. Right now, we just incorporate them into our regular programming, but it's often we've got people that are getting stronger, and we really want to have that time to focus on that. So we're going to up our offering there. We're also going to be launching CrossFit Kids in January, which we're really excited about. That's just going to be a lot of fun because we tested that in the Open last year and had some kiddos come out and do one of the CrossFit Open workouts, and it was just amazing. So we finally kind of have the infrastructure to kind of get that done. And I think everything else is we're also focusing on what we call the bottom of the pyramid. So the bottom of the CrossFit pyramid is nutrition. And so one of the things I think it's not just CrossFit is as a society, we tend to be a pharma first principled, and I'm a food first. Like, have we looked at how we can heal ourselves with food, how we can be stronger with food? Can we actually eat real food instead of processed foods, and what that means for us metabolically? So I think for us, we're just really focusing on, and again, all of that with my existing member in mind of upping the ante and bringing value to what they're paying for us on a monthly basis. So we're really trying to dial into our current members and making sure they're getting what they need to improve their health markers and, ultimately be able to be awesome at whatever is most important to them, whether that's being a great mom or dad or great at your career or serving the community or whatever that is. We just want you to be kick ass at that too. Can I say that word?
Yes.
Sorry.
You may not.
Oh, sorry.
This
I
is
didn't know if this
is not an adult
Okay.
podcast.
So I think I'm trying to think if I missed
so you got
anything. Yeah.
So new things that are going. You've just launched the nutrition stuff.
Yeah.
You've got kids, which I'm stoked about. Our kids will definitely be a part of that. You have Olympic training, lifting, coaching's coming.
Yeah.
I'll plug this. The Open is coming.
Yes.
So we're going to do that
CrossFit
again.
Open. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a really great opportunity, I think, for people to kind of get exposure to it and for our gym to celebrate.
Yeah.
I might miss the first one or the last one.
We'll have a makeup time for you.
Well, I think I'm going to get to do it at Wadapalooza.
How fun.
I know.
Even better.
Yeah, I'll wear my
awesome.
51B shirt.
That's so cool. So the CrossFit Open, if you guys can imagine, let's say that the Olympics had an all call for Shane. Let's say you were going to go out for the javelin throw. Like if they did an all
That's
call,
exactly what he would have chosen.
Yes, it's
Probably
like
more archery.
Okay. Let's say they do an all
Or
call, right?
marksman.
Anybody across the world could show up and you could audition to see if you make it through. It's kind of what we do in CrossFit. It's like every CrossFit gym across the world participates and does the same 3 workouts each week. And there's a worldwide leaderboard, which your score goes up and all of that. What I love about
I thought I was going to be at the top, remember?
Yeah.
You were in the top in my heart, Sam.
Yeah.
And that means something.
Yeah.
Dude,
well, you want to talk about
wake-up.
grit? I mean, this is where you see where people are made, what people are made of, and they are the most memorable moments. There were lots of people that got PRs in that CrossFit Open, but what do I remember? I remember Sam's heart. I remember how he didn't get That's what our gym is made up of. Those hard moments where people struggle through some things, or some of the ladies that were really struggling with the wall walks because they're shorter and the standards that we have, they can't do them, and they just fought and fought and fought to get every single one of those reps. And that's the stuff.
Everybody in here was crying. The happy, pride, frustrating, conquering tears.
It's very much like a military, like we're all in this together, like we're just cheering our hearts out for these people. So it's one of those things where, you can be the coolest, fastest, whatever, but the things that are seared in my memory are those more meaningful moments where you've got a coach or a judge or a friend or someone who's there for someone else, trying to help them through something really hard. It just symbolizes so many other things in life. And so the Open just exposes that. And we get a lot of like firsts. We had people do their first pull up and these other firsts that maybe you're afraid to try in class, but then all of a sudden here we are,
screaming at each other.
Yeah, just like you can do this. And so just the energy that walks into this gym, those three nights that we do these workouts is just unparalleled. And a lot of people think, well, I'm not good enough to do it. Like that's a lie. First of all, anyone can do the Open. And even people who have been skeptical will tell you, we even had one member who she was like, she had just counted herself out. And I think Kelsey chimed in. She wrote something on this woman's social media post that I ended up reading to the whole gym that night.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Because it was just so inspirational. Every reason she should do it. And she had actually signed up before she knew I was going to read that to the whole gym. And we were all just like, crying. And but it's just like, it's so cool when people, it's like, one thing for me to say it, because I'm kind of like the mom of the gym, be like, oh, mom said, I don't want mom helping me with my homework, but like when one of your peers and one of your friends like said, it's just completely different. Like same with the nutrition vice or anything else. It's like, I want this to be a peer-to-peer thing. I don't want this to be me. I know everything and I will bestow my knowledge upon you, Sam. Like that's not how it is here. Like I've already asked Colton to come do one of our nutrition sessions for us because I want to hear how this gritty kid does it. Like, what his days look like? What do his weeks look like? What was his mindset? Like that, I want to learn from Colton, right? I don't need to talk anymore. People hear me. Like, oh.
So grit and hard work, again, does something for you in life. Through your fitness journey or your entrepreneurship journey or your, husband-wife journey, all that stuff. It's hard work. Nothing's easy. And always talk about with my kids when they were smaller and playing sports and it got hard or it was hot or it was this or it was that. It's like, sports are a great analogy for life. I just made a post on LinkedIn about it with Mo Hoosiers here, David and Goliath, nobody, the pundits, nobody, even probably me, was Saturday night thinking that IU could actually pull that off. And
IU has a football team?
They actually have a football team.
Okay.
The last 2 years they have. I'm an IU grad, so it's been a long drought for me. So, but
That's awesome.
that David and Goliath.
It's only been a drought.
It's only been a drought. Yeah. It's been a basketball school. I'm a Notre Dame football fan, IU basketball fan, because we didn't have a football program.
Yeah. Right.
And it takes somebody like Sig to come in, change the culture.
It's insane.
And say that we're tired of being this. We're going to do this. Like grit, hard work.
Yeah.
He preaches it every single time that they walk off the field. And then even after they beat Ohio State, they were like, praising his team and praising him. And he said, I got to keep these guys humble. Like we're going to enjoy tonight. We're going to work tomorrow. Hard work and humble and all of those things we've talked about is business.
Well, and you said an important word in there too, culture. Like we live or die by our culture in here, right? And it's one of those things where I always tell people, I was like, get ready for one of my TED Talks because I want to make sure we're always in line with our culture and how we do things in here. And, sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll be the heavy here, but it is all to preserve our culture. And I want people in here that are willing to do that see things that align. And sometimes I'm inspired, culture is inspired by our people. I see them doing something very caring or very inspiring or whatever. And I'll be like, that's a principle we should bring into this gym or whatever. So what I love about it is it's just like a lot of that is a living, breathing thing that we nurture and make sure we just hold true to that. And it's everything. And every business can have it and develop it, and it's never too late. It's hard to get, especially if you had people on board for a while that are used to one culture. But I would also say don't be afraid of starting the new, like if you lose a customer or you lose a member or something like that as a result of good culture, it can be one of the best things that ever happens to your gym or your business as a result, because it's more about principles and how you do business and what you believe in and what kind of people you want to work with and what people who works for you kind of thing. It's like, are they drinking the Kool-Aid just as much as you are? And I think you can live or die by that. And I think your customers will live or die, and they'll be loyal to you because they know what you believe in and what you stand for, and they'll support you every step of the way. So it's just a cool thing, I think, to be a part of.
We're at the hour mark.
We are.
Got any final questions? I know we have a pass it forward.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you who would, first of all, thank you.
Yeah.
For taking the
Welcome.
time out to do this.
Thank you,
This is
guys.
cool.
51 Bridges CrossFit.
CrossFit, yeah.
Yeah. So do you have anyone that you know that you think would be great to be interviewed, spotlighted on this podcast? The pay it forward. That's what I was trying to say.
one of my people I'm the biggest fan of around these parts are they're also members, Courtney and Austin Cook in the clay plant.
Well, let's go interview them at one.
Well, let's do that.
I mean, you want to
They're
talk
next.
about building something in the middle of a cornfield that's like an internet sensation, so unique, so beautiful, so thoughtful. Like they've built their own little community too, and I'm a big fan. I even have the gym covered so that I can go shop because they're not open very often. So I got to go be there at 9 a.m.
Isn't that beautiful?
to get my clay plant pottery.
She just
Promote the next.
promote it, but promote all of us. We've talked about this all the time. If Jen goes and sees the people at the pottery place, and like we just shop amongst ourselves, we take care of the other small business owners. It's that community, right? That's what Sam and I and RJ. I mean, what we're trying to get kind of fired up here is this podcast for the Wabash Valley is highlight Jen and what she's doing here at the CrossFit, but then she's more than happy to talk about somebody else and how they're shining and what's going on at their place and how it's neat. I mean, that's this business culture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So this is an important plug. How do people sign up? Someone's going to watch this. It's likely this conversation could lead them to go, I think I'm going to try that out. What do they need to do to join?
It's probably going to go viral.
It's absolutely going viral.
Yeah.
Probably gonna
So
go viral.
this goes directly to I want to close the gap of how hard it is, like, to start, right? So everything's free to start. Your orientation class, your first 2 CrossFit classes are free. If you are 60 and older and you feel like you might be more at home, or I say anyone that feels like they belong, our longevity class, you get a free longevity class if you want to hop into that. So I just want the barrier to be 0 to come in here. If you feel more comfortable, come and having a one-on-one with me, doing the orientation class. It's a 10-minute workout, all abilities. Just you can follow 51 Bridges on all the social medias. If you send a message on any of our social media stuff, you'll be communicating directly with me. You can go to our website and read all about us. There is a link to sign up for a one-on-one on 51bridges.com. Wherever you want to start, I will meet you. And if I have to come out to the parking lot and say hi to you in your car, I will, because I believe in that. And if you don't think CrossFit is for you, it is. Come try it. And then if you decide it's not for you, then no love lost. I will not hard sell anyone. Never, ever, ever. We have no contracts here. It's all month to month. I put it on me to design something that you want to come back to. That's all on me. If you decide it's not for you, again, no love,
No love for you.
no love lost. But it's like, I still love you. But yeah, I just like, it's perfectly fine. We just believe in what we do. And I want to collect as many people who are open to try the Kool-Aid that want to. We've got your glass waiting for you. Here.
There it is.
Come see us.
That's a great closing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, like we say all the time, your network is your net worth. And so this podcast exists to help business owners meet each other, collaborate, support each other, because we want to see business in the Wabash Valley thrive.
Succeed. Yeah, absolutely.
That's so cool you guys are doing this. Thank you so much.
Dude, I'm stoked
Thanks
that
for coming on.
that you would even allow us to be in your
Thanks
presence.
thanks for opening your home to us here.
Yeah. All right, Shane, barbells. Let's get it, baby. We need to.
Well,
we need to load it
so
up.
I want to head on our sponsor one more time since we got that. We've got a sponsor. We're feeling good about it. April Tilley, in the Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Company. Reach out. Great people. They're pro-business. Reach out.
Yep.
Along with.
And thank you. Thanks for
Salt Don't
supporting us.
Sell. Flex Point.
Yeah. Reach out for sure. Solve, don't sell. Our number one job is to help you differentiate yourself in your industry, help you stand out, which is kind of what this podcast does. You know, the question we ask is, what makes you different? There's a lot of different ways people could approach fitness. How are you doing it differently? And then what we do at Solve is we help elevate that message.
Flex Point Properties.
Yes, sir. Flex Point Spaces, if you're looking for a spot to operate your business from, Shane's got you covered in the Sullivan, Farmersburg area, Terre Haute area.
Hoping to expand, maybe up here.
Never know, dude. That'd be cool, though. I think we could use it. But, yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks, guys.
Woo! We're out.